Welcome everyone to yet another episode of Gustin Time. I am your host, James Gustin, as always. And today we're going to keep talking about Paul Bennewitz. This is part 2 of 3. Alright. You may notice that I have donned the alien glasses for this episode because we're going to start talking about aliens and UFOs and all kinds of good fun shit that Paul Bennewitz saw, recorded, and experienced. So just to recap a little bit, we talked about Paul, where he was born, what he did in World War II for the Coast Guard. He was a radio electronics engineer, so this guy knows his radios, right? He started a company with the best name ever, Thunder Electronics, and started going to meetings about UFOs and cattle mutilations in the early 1980s. And that's when the government first got Paul on his radar. So, in July of 1979, Paul started a personally funded UFO investigation. He started filming strange lights coming out of the mountain. He was picking up weird radio signals on his radio equipment at home. And this really got Paul curious about what the hell was going on. You know, he'd been to that cattle mutilation conference, meeting, whatever it was that they held. And that's where he met some very interesting people. One of them a police officer who was actually investigating cattle mutilations. And another guy was there, but we're going to save that until the third episode because that's the important part of this story, and it's also the most tragic part of the story. So be sure to stay tuned for this next episode, the final in the Paul Bennewitz trilogy, because I guarantee you it's going to get a lot more interesting. Not to say that this episode's not going to be interesting, because it really is. This episode is going to go from where we're at right now with an interest in UFOs and seeing some weird lights and picking up some weird radio signals to some crazy shit. Okay? I mean, we're talking in a matter of just a few years, Paul goes from normal, regular guy to, I don't know what you want to call it. Some people call it crazy. But we'll see. Anyway, May 6th, 1980. Police in Cimarron, New Mexico, get a call from Myrna Hansen. Now, if you Google the name Myrna Hansen, you're going to come up with an actress. Different Myrna Hansen. Strange coincidence, I know. Or is it? Anyway, Myrna was babbling on about aliens, bright lights, and cattle being herded by UFOs. Seemed a little nuts, but you know, maybe it wasn't. So, let's see, they called Gabe Valdez. Remember Gabe? Gabe was the police officer that Paul met at the UFO cattle mutilation meeting. And he called Paul the next day. Hansen, Myrna and her son, drove to Paul's Albuquerque home. A little weird, right? Let's see here. So on May 5th, this is when all this stuff happened with Myrna. She had a sighting of 2 silent objects. They were sized and shaped like a blimp. And they were hovering over a meadow which had a bunch of cattle in it, and the cattle seemed to be a little distressed. So Paul gets in touch with APRO, okay? And APRO, the director, James Lorenzen, nefarious character in lore. If you don't know the name, Google it. He suggested contacting Dr. Leo Sprinkle for Myrna. Dr. Leo Sprinkle is a hypnotist, okay? he specializes in abduction regression, which is very controversial. There's a lot of speculation that what comes out in these hypnosis sessions isn't really what happened. There is a lot of speculation that these hypnotists, who especially specialize in regression hypnosis, ask very leading questions when it comes to UFO sightings and these abduction cases. Now, that's a topic for a whole nother show. There's been numerous accounts of people going under hypnosis and recalling alien abductions that they don't remember. Probably the most famous is Betty and Barney Hill. But that's, like I said, for another time. So, Dr. Leo Sprinkle flies to Albuquerque to hypnotize Myrna. Paul and Myrna insisted that the session take place in Paul's Lincoln town car. This is where it starts to get a little cuckoo. Why in the Lincoln town car? Well, Paul had covered all of the windows and the roof and the doors on the inside of his Lincoln town car with aluminum foil to shield from radio waves. Yeah. The session went underway in Paul's town car. Myrna recalled seeing cows being lifted into the UFOs that she saw. It gets crazier. Okay, sessions 2 and 3 took place on May 11th and May 12th. This is when Myrna recalls being abducted, taken to an underground base. She sees body parts in vats, and she recalls being implanted with some kind of alien technology. All of this is what started the rumor of the base underground in Dulce, New Mexico. If you've never heard about the alien base in Dulce, New Mexico, Google it. Read up on that. I don't want to get into it right now. If you guys want to, we'll go into it some other time. But Dulce is something strange, okay? I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's false. I don't know how much is made up. But you can read anything from the biggest hoax in the world to know there's actually an alien base underground in Dulce, New Mexico. Which is true? I don't know. Let's see here. June 3rd, 1980. Dr. Leo Sprinkle returns to find Paul. Oh, yes. Paul is armed this time. He's got a pistol on his shoulder and he's walking around with a shotgun. So Paul's going off the deep end a little bit at this point. Okay? And there's a reason why. So Paul says he's armed so he can protect Myrna, her son, his wife, and himself from aliens. Which seems a little strange to me, because if you are dealing with actual aliens from outer space and they have flown across the universe to get here, odds are nothing's really going to happen if you shoot them, okay? You're probably not going to be able to kill space aliens with conventional weapons. If they're that advanced, they probably have figured out how to be immune to lead bullets. That's just my idea, anyway. But I have to say something about Paul being armed. Fuck yeah, Paul. Fuck yeah. You don't know who's out there, and just because you think everyone's trying to get you, it doesn't mean they aren't, okay? Sometimes it's not paranoia. Sometimes there are people out there trying to get you. So this is where Dr. Sprinkle gets a little standoffish. Understandably. I mean, he shows up to Paul's house going, "Hey, Paul Holler, holy shit, look at you, you're armed to the fucking teeth." So Dr. Sprinkle's like, "I'm gonna step away from this one." So he does, and he suggests to Paul to get in contact with another hypnotist named James Harder. Okay, James Harder is not, this is not the only case that he turns up in. If you've ever seen the movie Fire in the Sky, about Travis Walton, who got abducted by aliens and was gone for 5 days and mysteriously returned, James Harder is the hypnotist who hypnotized him. That's another case I want to talk about. The Travis Walton case, in my mind, is one of the most valid cases of alien abduction to date. And let me tell you why. I've actually met Travis Walton. I met Travis Walton in Leominster, Massachusetts in 2019, I believe it was. 18 or 19, I can't remember. But I went to the Greater New England UFO Conference in Leominster, Massachusetts. It was held at Town Hall. This is where I met Paul and Ben Eno. Like I said, I met Travis Walton. I met Mark D'Antonio. A whole bunch of people. And it was a fantastic time. But I got the chance to talk with Travis Walton for a little bit. And he seems like a regular guy. He doesn't seem nuts to me. He, honestly seems like a regular guy. So, I mean, that's why I think that Travis Walton's telling the truth. I could see it in his eyes. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm probably going to yap for a few minutes, and then we're going to wrap this thing up and get ready for part 3. So, in the words of the immortal Dr. Phil, we'll be right back. This episode of Gustin Time is brought to you by Dubby. Are you sick and tired of all these energy drinks that load you up with sugar and give you a big crash at the end of the day? Try Dubby. Dubby uses coffee fruit extract to give you the caffeine that you need to get through the day. No bullshit, no other crap that's going to make you feel like total ass, okay? And if you go to www.dubby.gg and use the discount code GustinTime at checkout, you'll receive 10% off your order. That's right, 10% when you use the code GustinTime at checkout. So give Dubby a try. You make it yourself so you always have it with you. Thank you. All right, welcome back to Gustin Time. I know, it's not a fake commercial this time. It's an actual real commercial. It's a great thing. I'm just waiting for my stuff to get here, and then I'll drink it live on the air and let you guys know how it tastes. Because, if it sucks, I'm going to cancel the membership and the sponsorship, and I won't endorse it because, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because I like to talk about it, and I think people need to know more about it. So this is where we're going to stop with the Paul Bennewitz stuff for today. But I want to talk to you guys about what's coming up for Gustin Time. So I'm probably going to have a co-host here very soon. Like I said before, after the 3-part thing about Paul Bennewitz, I was going to have some surprises. I do have some surprises. I have a co-host lined up. I'm going to do some more stupid shit. And we're going to start talking about things other than UFOs and aliens. We're going to talk about ghosts. We're going to talk about Bigfoot, chupacabras, skinwalkers, the Loch Ness Monster, Mothman, dogmen, all kinds of weird shit. That's what this is about. We talk about the weird stuff that nobody else wants to talk about. Or at least talk about seriously. I take this very seriously because I've seen it. I've experienced this stuff my whole life. I'm going to tell you some ghost stories from my past. I've never seen a Bigfoot, but I've smelled one. We'll talk about that. I'm also going to go on some more expeditions this year. Go look for some more Bigfoots, do some more watches for UFOs, do some ghost hunting, all kinds of stuff. I've got a bunch of equipment just waiting to be used. I also have in the works an official Gustin Time theme song, which will be coming soon, hopefully. Got some amazing talent on this. I'm not going to drop any names, but they're big names. If you can figure it out just by listening to it, good for you. I'm not going to name drop people because that's not how I roll. Anyway, that's what's going to be happening this year. Hopefully some more stuff. Hopefully I get some more and better equipment. My audio interface took a shit on me, so I have to either get a new audio interface or I have to get a USB mic. One of the two. Problem is I live in the middle of nowhere. That's where this studio is. Absolute middle of butt-fuck nowhere. All right. But, you know, doing the best I can. Like I said, I'm going to have a co-host soon. Which reminds me, if you guys want to ask questions or have any topics you guys want to hear about, feel free to email me. You can email gustintimepodcast@gmail.com. You can visit all of my social media profiles. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Snapchat, I'm on X, I'm on everything. All right, YouTube. Leave comments. Please, for the love of God, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, please. I've got like 1 or 2 subscribers, which is kind of fucking pathetic. I need to get to 50 so I can stream live on YouTube. I think that's fucking stupid. Why do I have to have 50 subscribers to stream live? That's my goal. Yeah, that's all I want to do is go live on all the platforms and just show you guys what it's like in the field. Because a lot of people don't know. You know, everybody thinks you just show up somewhere and sit there and look. Now, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on when you're doing investigations, and whether it be Bigfoot, UFOs, ghosts, whatever it is. I want to be able to go live and share this experience with you guys. I've got some amazing support already. A bunch of my friends. And if you end up going to my TikTok and look at my videos, it's insane. I posted a short about me doing exactly this today, and in less than 12 hours, it got 285 views. 30 seconds long. It was just a picture of the logo saying I might record today. 285 views in less than 12 hours. It's fucking wild, man. But, you know, I'm grateful that I can do this. This is what I want to do. So I'm glad that you guys are giving me the opportunity and inviting me into your life. That's awesome. Anybody who's watching this, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're supporting my dream. I've done everything already. I've had so many jobs that I've lost track. I've done everything from being a grunt worker to going on business trips to Nicaragua. You know, I've done a whole lot of stuff. And I'm still working my ass off around the homestead too. But this is what I want to do. This is fun for me. I enjoy this. And you guys are what keeps it going. Not monetarily. I mean, I don't make any money from this. I don't want to really make any money from this. I just want to be able to do it. And that's why I have the sponsorship now. Because, you know, this isn't cheap to do. I need more equipment too, so adding it up in my head makes it a little weird. But anyway, tune in next time. We're going to be talking about Paul Bennewitz and another shady, nefarious character who is still around in the UFO field today, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. He's still around, and people are still listening to him. And it makes me very upset. And you'll find out why next time on Gustin Time. Remember, when you're walking around out there and you're looking at everything, none of this makes any sense. It really doesn't. Being alive, this reality doesn't make any sense. That's the whole point of this show. Trying to make sense out of something that doesn't make sense. Good luck. And until next time, I will see you in time. Gustin time, that is.